Now, if this is not the worst sock, shoe and lace combination you've ever seen in your life, now I don't know what is. I was going to ask, I can't be the only person in the world that comes back from running and hops in the shower and does this, am I? To me, washing your kit in the shower seems like the most efficient use of time any athlete can have, right? Let me know in the comments below if I'm the only person that does this or if this is a bit mental. This is a good look. This is a good look, I think. I'm just on my way to register for the long swim that we do in Clevedon. In Clevedon where I live, we've got the second highest tide range in the world. It's pretty dicey tide here. It's very fast, very high. And every year we do this long swim that goes from a place called Lady Bay down to where the pier is. And that's what I'm doing this morning. It's about 1,500 metres to a mile, but I can't use it for my 1,500 metre time. This put this here, hang on, hold on, this will be safer. I can't use it for my 1,500 metre time because the tide's so fast. I think last year I swam it in 17 minutes or something. Did I come 17th? I came 17th. I think I swam it in 19 minutes. So it's not a good record of a 1,500 metre time because you're basically surfing the waves. Anyway, that's where I'm going this morning. I've given my GoPro to my 7-year-old and my 10-year-old has got his own camera, and my mum is taking them to the finish. So we'll see if they capture anything of any use.
And he just ruined it.
Oi. Morning. I don't know what number I am, sorry.
You don't need to know your number.
Don't I? Oh, that's good news.
Just your name, and luckily I already know that.
That's
so
brilliant, thank you.
57.
Oh, that's a good number. There it is. Hey, Susanna. I think I saw you last year.
Where are the seats? Well done, Kim. Well done, Joe. Well done, Jane.
So the swim worked out well. It was a really good, enjoyable experience down there on Clevedon Pier with everybody cheering you on. I swam an equivalent 100 metre time over I think it was about 1,400 metres in total at 1:12 per 100. I've never swum 1:12 per 100, even at a one-off effort sprint. It gives you an idea of how strong the tide was. I did realise that I probably swam a little bit too close to the shore though. If I'd have swum a little bit further out, I would have got a little bit more of a push from the tide, something to remember for next year. I came 16th, that's up a place from last year. I was 17th last year, and I think that was out of 129 or 130 people. So yeah, really fun, enjoyable day out, and if you're around next year for the long swim, I'd highly recommend coming and doing it. So day after Long Swim, took a trip with the kids down to the Cotswold Classic race, which I did, I think, last in 2014. It's a half Ironman course. Highly recommend that race to people as well. It's brilliantly organised. If you feel like you want to do a middle distance race, but you don't fancy going all in for one of the Ironman 70.3s, it's really well organised, really well supported, and yeah, congratulations to all my club mates that did the race. It was just nice to actually not have to do it myself and come and cheer everybody along. So well done to you lot. Just before we get to the results of my July benchmark sessions, I just want to remind you all to subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications buttons. At the end of every month I'll be doing a recap of how my training's going, but during the month I'll also be talking about different ideas to do training. Next month I'm going to talk about actually making your goals realistic, how you can actually check that what you're planning on doing for that month's training is something that's realistic and will lead to the goals you want, the times or the distances or the powers that you want to do. So that's next week's video. Hit the notifications bell and then you'll get a notification each week when I upload a video on Monday. Every now and then I do one during the midweek as well. I might do a review on a book or something like that. So on to the July results. I've done all my benchmark sessions and I'm going to go through them one by one. So let's start off with the swim. Now I can't use the long swim as my CSS test, as I kind of explained. I can't really use that as a benchmark session because of the tide. However, my swim times have been where I want them to be anyway, and so as long as I keep up my training, everything should be okay. I am going to do a CSS test at the end of August just to make sure that I'm where I need to be. I may even do a 1,000 meter TT, but I'm kind of 100% certain really from the times that I'm swimming in training, they're exactly the same as they were when I did my 800 meter test time, and I broke my year record for 2019 anyway. So I'm pretty satisfied with where the swim is. So brings me onto the bike. So let's have a look at the bike numbers. So for July, the plan was to ride 20k, best case scenario at 35:30. A better result would have been 35:58, and a bearable result would have been 36:30 for 20k. And as you can see here, my actual time was 33:28, which meant I had an average speed of 35.9 kilometers an hour. That was despite some traffic. My goal for 2019 is to ride 20k at 37 kilometers an hour. So I'm pretty close to that anyway. I've got a couple more months just to kind of nail that. My average speed was far higher than what my average speed should have been. I managed to ride at 35.9 kilometers an hour. Should have been 33.3. So the bike's going well. As you can see here, it's kind of well in line with where I should be, kind of more around the end of September time at this kind of pace here. So bike's going well. That brings me on to the run. So I did a 5k benchmark session at the end of July, and again let's have a look at the run times that I should have been running. It's slightly more complex kind of stuff I put on this spreadsheet, I'm sorry about that. So a bearable pace would have been 5:24, a better pace would have been 5:19, and a best case scenario for July would have been 5:14. As you can see from here, I ran 5:02. So my time under the better results would have been 26:35 for the time, but because I ran faster, I ran 25:13. So nearly a minute and a half quicker than my planned pace for 5k. So here's all the run paces here in red, amber and green, and the black line is kind of where I am actually at. So I'm kind of where I should be at the end of August or the middle of September really. So I'm well ahead of the curve on that. That's going more than according to plan as well. I can see that kind of tapering out a little bit, but it just goes to show that the training that I am doing is all going in the right direction. It is achievable and it's certainly sustainable at the moment. Talking about sustainability, let's have a quick look at the weight stuff. So here's my weight figures. End of last month I was 105 kilos. What would have been bearable weight would have been 97.8. It would have been 97.3 would have been a better or best case scenario, 96.8. Like I say, you can see I'm 93.7, and that's down to this Fast 800 Dr. Mosley thing that me and Becky have been doing over this last month. It's going really well for us. I'll put a link to a video I made about the book and the food and stuff here. I'm pretty sure by the end of this year, I'll know which side it is. I'm almost 100% certain it's on this side. I'm pretty sure it's this side. Anyway, I'll put a link up here somewhere. So yeah, you can see I've lost 6.8 kilos, which I think is just around about a stone this month. It's been really easy to do. I've had a week's holiday and a couple of days where I've kind of taken it easy. That's obviously contributed massively to having really good run and bike times. There's no doubt that weight definitely has an impact on that, as I kind of mentioned in that video about how much weight loss does affect your run times. 2 seconds per mile per pound you lose. So as I said earlier, I'm going to make a video next week about making your goals realistic. So these all these graphs and things, you can kind of make lines and go, yeah, okay, that's sustainable, that's achievable. I'm going to make a short video about how I put all that kind of stuff together. In the meantime, have a good week. I'll see you in the following weeks, I think it's week 63. I'm going to bat on with the training, hope the weather kind of improves. It's been a bit iffy over the last couple of days. Anyway, have a good week, enjoy yourselves. Don't take things too seriously, I think.